Good afternoon, my name is Anastasiya Pogrebняk and I represent Netішin Academic Lyceum. From the age of ancient civilization up to present time, language has been and will continue to be a source of power and control. That's why I would like to start my presentation with the words of the famous American presidential speechwriter James Hume: "The art of communication is the language of leadership." Thus, the struggle for power is the main theme and moving force in sphere communication. Besides, the genre of politicians make a great effect on the construction of the political address and the choice of language units. However, it is phenomenon that is rarely discussed and is in dire need of investigation. So, the main purpose of our research is to identify a gender aspect in American political discourse. We have set some concrete objectives to obtain the goal of our research: to study the theoretical background of political discourse, to highlight gender communicative behavior of American political leaders, to analyze the most frequently used male and female gender markers in American political speeches, to review lexical means and topics which help men and women to gain the audience attention and render the message, and finally to investigate syntactic and stylistic devices which are aimed at making male and female speech more emphatic, expressive, and persuasive. In the process of research, we try to reveal that rhetoric is the ability to use language effectively. It is the art of persuasion. We prove that a good orator's speech depends on appropriate arguments, logical and progressive arrangement, and effective style. It can be called linguistic management. So when the speech is stylish and rich in content, it motivates and inspires the listeners, and has a long-lasting impact on the audience. Then we focus on the term gender. At the present stage of gender investigation, the scholars emphasize that gender is conditioned not only biologically, I mean being male or female, but also socially, what position the person occupies in sociality and culture. Accordingly, gender as a social value category is represented in structure of the language consciousness of the individual and is updated in speech in each situation of communication. Moreover, we highlight communicative behavior of American male and female political leaders and make a comparative analysis of their gender roles. In this picture, you can see that male politicians have such roles in their speeches as a fighter for social justice, a patriot, an ordinary person, a family man, and a strong arm. And this slide illustrates that the female politicians has got similar roles of ordinary person and a patriot. Besides, she can be a skillful homemaker, a teacher, a loving mother, a simply beautiful woman. The next parameter analyzed is the topic of political speeches. Men prefer to discuss the relationship with other countries, terrorism, and world conflicts, but women touch the inner affairs and health of the nation. The word finance for men is connected with financial well-being of the state, capital formation by means of investments, but women, on the contrary, more often think about charity and social programs. Thus, women show the balance between career and family values. Here, for men, it is typical the full devotion to the career and work. Then our research deals with the most frequently used male and female gender markers in the American political speeches. The lifestyle of man and woman influences the communication of both genders. The man lifestyle is more effective and instrumental, while the female one is emotional, which is connected with a particular function of woman as mother and man as a breadwinners. In vocabulary, the features of woman's language are mainly seen in using intercifiers: so, much, quiet, hyperformal lexical structures, extravagant adjectives, and polite expressions. The following example on the slide proves it. It can be connected with the social role of a woman. Traditionally, she spends a lot of time with a child, so aspires to bring up a polite and calm child. That is why mother reads books, try to speak a correct language. During a girl's upbringing, parents usually speak according to literary language norms. At the same time, a boy parent's speech is simple. Therefore, the male features are simple but comprehensive words and phrases. Their speech is direct, sometimes rude, and deprived of linguistic surpluses, in terms quote demonstrated. Moreover, men like to impress us with numbers and statistics, while women prefer heads like kind of, sort of, I guess, I suppose. This words show that the speaker is uncertain what she is saying or can't word the accuracy of the statement. The usage of pronouns also deserves our attention. Men prefer personal pronouns, I, to highlight their achievements, and they, to indicate the opponents. Women show a greater tendency to use pronouns you and we, and it aims to foreground the desired effect of unity of speaker with the audience. Each politician is regarded to be skilled master of his word, that because the evidence of his own personality. Correspondingly, in political speeches, both men and women use items. These units on the slide make their speeches more expressive. Our research also investigates expressive syntactic devices which help American politicians to gain the audience attention and render the message. Men like to use short sentences, reduced and abrupt, characteristic of colloquial English, elements of so-called broken syntax. They are lively, free in norm, and not completed. And his given example, Donald Trump's, proves it. Our country doesn't work. Everybody win except us. We need victories in these countries. Besides, Barack Obama's short sentences often follow the rule of parallelism. Our goal is focused, our cause is just, our coalition is strong. Female syntactic devices are much more sophisticated. Their sentences are more complicated, and their repetitions are frequently combined with anaphora and episode. Furthermore, female politicians prefer using rhetorical and tech version to achieve success in their political debates and discussions. On the ground of given facts, we have come to the following conclusions. Language is a powerful instrument in gaining public support or achieving any political interest. Gender differences are fundamental facts of human life, and it's not surprising to find them in political discourse. Basically, it reflects the fact that men and women are expected to have different roles, hold different types of conversation, and react differently to people. Both men and women use various stylish devices to strengthen their thoughts and arguments or to create an impression of authoritative leaders. It should be mentioned that men make more direct declaration. On the other hand, female speech contains a greater amount of emotionally colored units. Thus, I believe my goal has been fully achieved. However, it is obvious that female politicians more frequently use the discourse strategies which are typical for male politicians than vice versa. We can connect it to the idea that you are not a successful politician if you do not show strength in your speech as well as in your action. And the factor of given influence provokes such mixing in gender characteristics in political discourse can be grounds for further research in this field. We mustn't forget that we are in the world where men and women are on the same platform. Let me close by quoting Angela Brawley, an American businesswoman. The most important factor in determining whether we succeed isn't your gender, it is you. Thank you for your attention.